is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? Have you guys aware of an artist by the name of Pink?
Oh, the one that does the flying backflips.
I thought she had the upside down exclamation mark.
That's her.
That's the
her.
one.
Yep, she's in Sydney. Well, she's just performed in Sydney, and amazing. So good. She's had such a good time down in Australia. We spoke to her as well before she started her tour, and she brought the family with her. Carrie came down, and also the kids. You've got Willow and Jamison as well.
Yeah.
Tommy, what's the song that you love?
So what? Well, you took your daughter, didn't you, Tom?
Yeah, I guess so. They just lost my boyfriend. I don't know where he's gone.
When Tommy goes to a karaoke bar in his leathers, and all of a sudden you hear na 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 na, you know that you're in for a good night.
There's a great.
Do you do it like this?
The
way you were bringing up the
With your
microphones
my hips
before.
and
It is sexy.
Okay, so she's posted a video to her 10.7 million Instagram followers. This was at a core stadium in Sydney the other night, and it shows it's side of stage. So I think Carrie, the husband, is filming this, but Willow got up for the Sunshine.
Cover Me in Sunshine.
Cover Me in
What a
Sunshine.
beautiful song.
Beautiful song, and you can see there's a moment where Pink's looking at Willow going, I'm so proud of you, my daughter, my firstborn. Have a look how proud I am of you. And then Carrie pans around with a video camera, and there's Jamison on a seat just with his head back and a bottle of water just in his mouth.
Yeah. Isn't that second kid? The second kid is always a bit skibbity. The second kid behaviour is just...
Well, there's not the pressure on the second
No, there
child,
is
do you think?
the spare.
You can't call them spare.
I love it. So this is what we're taking this morning. 13, 24, 10. You go into the running for first class and 50k. Firstborn versus secondborn. And I want you to give me examples. I'll give you an example.
Go.
Quite a few years ago, I spoke about this on air. So my firstborn, Houston, decided to ask his brother to play Yahtzee with him. And the secondborn stabbed him in the leg with a pencil because he was losing at Yahtzee.
Classic secondborn. Just gets worse and worse, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
the second child's always the one who flips the Monopoly board.
Yep.
Firstborn Huey got emotional years ago with a haircut when it was cut too short on the sides. Lenny got angry that his rat's tail wasn't long enough at the salon.
Kay's in Marsden Park. Are your kids the opposite? Are they, Kay?
Yes. Yeah, they are quite different to one another.
Can you give us an example, Kay?
So my older one, she likes to play with her younger sister, but then younger sister's like, once she says no, there's no way that she's going to go and play with her sister, whereas my older one's like, oh, you have to be nice, come and play with me. And we'll play together, I'll let you have a turn, but she'll never...
Yeah, I think that maybe the second child's
Thanks,
a bit
Kay.
more temperamental, like throwing things, pulling hair.
Okay. Von in Spring Farm. Are your kids different, Von? Give us an example.
So I get a phone call from school. One gets straight A's, one is amazing, winning all end-of-year awards. Second one punches and gets suspended.
Because they feel they have to fight. They're born into the world as a fighter, fighting for attention, fighting for acceptance. The second kid is loose for a reason.
They are loose and she takes no nonsense. So she warns this child and then boom.
Bang,
See,
what the hell?
but it's been proven as well that most champions in certain fields, sports, are usually younger siblings.
Are they really?
Because they get brought up tough.
Yep.
So tough. But what about the eldest child? I think it's very tough to be the eldest
Not
child.
really.
It is.
Very tough.
Bit
There's a
of a
lot of
breeze.
responsibility.
Middle's a legend.
13, 24, 10, firstborn versus your secondborn. Louise in Camden, how different are your kids?
Well, our eldest has just started kindergarten this year, and she's a staunch rule follower, and she got an award for diligence just last week.
Of course.
And that same afternoon, I went to preschool to pick up our 3-year-old, and the daycare teacher said to me, oh, we just want to talk to you. Your son said, F and hell to us today.
A 3-year-old?
Yeah.
Well, where is he getting that from, Louise?
The food is pretty bad at daycare.
Well, when I'm sorry, I'm going to put my husband in the shit now.
Oh, well, you've just sworn again, Louise.
I know, sorry.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's the hubby with the potty mouth, is it, Louise?
Yeah, filthy.
It's actually Siri because he actually has his text messages go through his car, and then Siri read it out, one of the text messages, and it had F and hell in it. So then he just says to everybody, if he hears Siri, "Oh, Siri says F and hell."
Okay.
So, and our daughter would actually never ever do that.
So good.
Can she?
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
James in Campbelltown. What's the difference between firstborn and secondborn, Jim?
My firstborn is very quiet, will play Lego quietly, put it all together. My secondborn will wait in waiting. The last block goes in, then she'll run through like King Kong destroyer.
Oh, my God.
And then it's disaster time.
Yep. I know that feeling, James.
Yeah,
we do it when we try to play
wanting
Jenga.
to get punch on.
Oh, my
punch on, and then it's like WWE all over the lounge room.
That is so funny.
Do you know what? Yeah, there is an element of pride that you have there, though, as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so. You want kids to be full of spirit, don't you?
You do.
I mean, that's what that is.
Linda in Beecroft, what's the difference between your kids?
Firstborn, sitting on the lounge room floor watching TV. The 2-year-old brother climbs up the back of the lounge, dives off, hooks his brother around the neck and slams him to the floor.
It's a good takedown. It's a serious takedown, isn't it?
Hey, he just wants to be loved.
What were you,
doesn't
Kate?
he?
Were you first?
Yes.
You're the eldest.
What do you
can
think I
tell.
screamed
And then,
to you?
what is the...
So is it
who's
Beck?
the second?
I have a sister, Rebecca, and then a brother, Stuart, and then another sister,
Right.
Suzette.
So who's the secondborn? Who's the wild one?
Rebecca.
That's why she's the successful one.
Beck. That's who she was. She was a bit, kind of a bit more rebellious at school.
Yeah,
Interesting
gotcha.
that she sort of helps you organise your life now. So she's
I don't know what you're talking
got it
about.
all together.
I don't know what you. Oh yeah,
got
she's
it
the
together.
organised
Yeah,
one.
she's the very clever one.
Oh, thanks so much.
Did she? What was the worst that she got into trouble? Did she get
Well, I
suspended from
can't-
school?
I don't know if she got suspended, but I always know her. She would fight with Mum in the kitchen about wearing too much mascara to school. That was always the big deal. But that was unfair. I had an unfair advantage because I went to work and had mascara put on.
Yeah, of course.
She had to wear hers to school. I mean, you know.
Let's talk to Siobhan in Maroubra quickly. Siobhan, what's the difference between your kids?
These are my second-born sister's kids. First-born academic excellence. Second-born started school, put a set of craft eyes inside his ears and told his mum he was trying to work out what was going on inside his head.
Awesome. He wins. He wins, doesn't he? How good is that? Oh, Siobhan, thanks for your call. That is amazing.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The 400-metre world record at the... this is indoor, has just been broken. This is female. Femke Bol is her name. She's a Dutch athlete. She's only 24 years of age. She's a beast. Now, I'm looking at a time of 49.17 here. Kathy Freeman, I was just reading up on Kathy Freeman, right? She ran... When she won the Sydney Olympics... won the gold medal. That was 49.77.
Outdoor.
So 4 years before that, Kate, she ran 48.60 in 48.63, and she got a silver medal in Atlanta. But she wrote on her way back from a flight on her air sickness bag, she wrote, I'm going to have a goal of running the 400 metres at Atlanta, and I'm going to get 48.60 and win myself a gold medal. She got 48.63 and got the silver. That was her goal.
No way.
And then 4 years later, in front of, we know, that amazing moment.
No pressure.
No pressure
Oh, my
at all.
God.
She won the gold medal. So, Femke Bol, let's talk about her because she's over 6 foot. She's a muscle machine. That's her there. She also does the on the right, Kate. She does the 400-metre hurdles, which is one of the hardest events at the Olympics.
How do you lift your legs in that last 100?
She is a machine.
Could I have a look at Femke?
Okay, so that's Femke Bol there.
She's on the right there, is she? Yep.
She's over 6 foot. She's a muscle machine. She got interviewed afterwards. Have a listen to her interview afterwards.
when you're putting your mind to it, you know exactly what to do indoors. How was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I had Lieke in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear how brave she was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good, now we keep going, and this crowd is so amazing.
Okay.
Has that been sped up?
No, not at all.
No one's messed with the pitch of that?
It's just her voice just doesn't match her body.
Do you know what it sounds like? Remember the guy who's doing a TV interview, and I think a bloke has had some sort of serious condition, and he starts speaking, and the host of the show starts laughing because his voice is so high. Oh. I think he may have even had a testicle removed due to an illness that he had, and the host of the show ends up losing his job.
That would be in the system somewhere.
Because he can't stop laughing.
Femke, this is the other thing as well. I thought, was this just after the race, after she's just finished the race, but then she did another interview? That is her voice.
How do you break a world record so comfortably?
It's not comfortable, that's a secret. Just like to make it look so.
Oh, so she talks like that all the time. That's what I was thinking. Maybe you can hear she's puffing, she's trying to catch her breath. Yeah. She's run the 300 or 400 or whatever it is that she does so brilliantly. Oh, she talks like that. But that's okay. Everyone is allowed to sound the way that they sound.
Doesn't celebrate with helium?
Well, I should have brought... Tommy, what was his name? We had the 16-year-old guy that I saw at breakfast. Oscar. You got Oscar in the system?
Oh, my God.
Who's he? Who's Oscar?
So Oscar was 16 years of age. He was sitting there with his younger brother. He just lives... he lives around Balmain.
You met him, Kate. You met him when we went to that... We shot that thing for Optus, I think it was, or Amazon. And we were there in, like, the you know, where they have all the props. We're at the prop centre and we met that young guy. And he's got the deepest of voice.
It doesn't match. Doesn't match the body because he's quite slight and skinny himself, and he has this amazing. I'd try to get him onto Smooth.
That is Foreigner for your Friday morning. I want to know what love is. Get in line, Foreigner. Don't we all? You're listening to Smooth 95.3, and I'm Oscar the Grouse. Not Grouch, Grouse, because I feel great. There's a beautiful sunrise outside. I've done all my homework, and Mum is letting me drive around in her Nissan Pulsar this weekend on my hills. You know what? It goes pretty quick, but I'm only allowed to go up to 60 k's an hour.
Is that a joke, or does he work on Smooth?
No, he doesn't. I got him an audition.
And how old is that kid?
He's 16.
Huge plums.
Oh, you...
Isn't that unbelievable?
Tommy, can we extend on that a little, mate, as we say in the old radio landscape, 13 24 10? If you could...
well, if you don't match, but we can't see them, you'll have to send us a photo.
What we're going to do, we're going to read out. So I'm 5'3" and I'm a jockey, and then we talk to them and we hear the voice.
Or we could just listen to them and say, oh, well, you're 55. Or we guess them.
Yeah, guess them.
What about the guy that also works downstairs you were talking about the other day? The guy that reads, he works on another radio station.
Richard Wilkins.
Oh, no, I know Richard.
The donkey.
No, there was somebody else with a really deep
Not
voice.
Ty Frost.
No, I know Ty.
His head doesn't match his body, Richard Wilkins. That's a different topic.
No, his head weighs more than the rest of his body.
I'm Dickie the donkey.
Yes, it is, mate. We're fully aware of your donkey work.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The absolute worst stories of cheating.
Okay, I'm really keen to hear this.
Okay,
Me
so
too.
I've got permission off a mate to talk about this, but I've had to change names. So let's say his name is Garrett from Garrett from Eastern Creek.
Okay. Is his name Garrett?
It is now.
No, it's not. But he's given me permission to talk about this. Married, 2 kids.
Garrett is.
Mm-hmm.
Rings me the other night, emotional. I've split with my wife.
Okay.
Went on a family holiday to the Maldives together. Not cheap.
Congratulations.
Very expensive.
When did they go?
This was at the end of last year.
You want me to stop asking questions, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I can't believe this. His wife is a scuba diver, right? Loves scuba diving. That's one of the main reasons they went to the Maldives. On the first day, she said she's booked herself into a scuba dive. She goes out for the whole day. He looks after the kids.
Yeah.
And she comes home and she goes, oh, my God, an amazing experience. The water's so clear. I saw so many so much sea life down there. It's unbelievable. Convinces her husband, can I then book in another 2 sessions on this 1 week holiday because I loved it so much? And he said, you know what, honey, you love this. I'll look after the kids. You go for another 2 days.
It's a lot of scuba air on 1 week.
This was the final day before they left. She's out scuba diving and he decides to go to the diving office at the resort to see what time she's coming back. So he gets there early. He walks into the office and he walks in on her with the diving instructor.
What movie is that? There's a movie where that happens.
While he's looking after his 2 kids.
And he's being considerate to go and find out what time she's back because possibly he's booking their final night dinner by the pool.
She breaks down, cries her eyes out, runs after him back to the room. He said, we are going... Well, they're going home the next day. He said, I'm going home. Don't talk to me. I can't do this. She then breaks down and says to him, after knowing this guy for 3 days, I think I love this guy.
What?
After 3 days.
Is this a real life story that happened at the end of last year?
This is a real life story.
Did she?
He then has to. He said, he goes, Fitz, I then had to, on the plane, I had to sit with her, with the kids, knowing that I'm going to be packing up and I'm going to stay somewhere else when I get home. It's all over.
How
it's
old
done
are
and
the
dusted.
kids?
Oh, God, they'd be like 6 and 4.
Okay, so they're little. They're unaware, relatively.
And I just thought, is that not what is going through your mind?
Do you know, it would have been hard to understand too, because I assume it went something like, I'm leaving you, I'm in love with another guy. Because she had a mask and snorkel on. The tears would have been filling up the mask at the time. And
So the thing is, she's gone diving on the first day, maybe the second day, but the third day they didn't even go diving. He's walked into the diving office early to find out when they're coming back, and she was in there with him all day.
Okay, so this... How does it happen? How does that happen? How do you fall head over heels in love with someone within a very short period of time on a family holiday, a holiday that everybody's been looking forward to when you know that your partner and your 2 children are just up the walkway?
These moments scare me. These moments scare me because they threaten what you know as a normal relationship. Yeah. Because, Kate Ritchie, the question...
got one?
It's hard to say. She doesn't like diving, but she may take up scuba air. I'm not sure at this stage.
But the bloke that she's with does.
Kate,
she can learn to love anything he loves.
Well, that's true, depending on how they want. Kate, here's the thing. Do you suggest that this relationship is in trouble already?
Of course it is.
So there's a breakdown in the relationship, and then you just needed that trigger to drag her away from it, which became the scuba instructor. Or do you think this is a happy marriage, but the power that this guy had over her is something that could happen to anybody?
No, I don't think anything about it is I mean, this is very hard for me to comment on if it's because this is a friend of yours. So I don't know this bloke, and I'm sure he's heartbroken. But I would imagine if you go on holidays and within 3 days you're saying you're completely in love with someone else, and you've spent a day in the office with him while your family's up the road.
Yeah.
It's not all is well.
No,
you're already out of the relationship in your head, and you're really looking for something. Surely,
we've got a call from Annie in Hurstville. We're talking about the worst stories of cheating. What do you got for us, Annie?
Hey, good morning. Yeah.
Hey.
So while I was married, we were living in Bangkok, and my now ex-husband used to go to the Philippines on business, and usual thing, off he went on a business trip.
Yeah.
And then I get a pocket dial, and I'm thinking, oh, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. You know, what's going on? And he's in a taxi with one of his mates, and he says, hey, mate, shall we get more Viagra?
Oh, my gosh.
I said, hello? And he went, and then the phone went dead. So that pretty much confirmed what I always knew, but it was you know, and then he tried to deny it, emphatically denied it. I said, geez, don't
What was his excuse?
Has your number.
What was the excuse, though, when, I mean, you must have said, I heard you talking about Viagra.
Yeah, no, he says, no, that wasn't me. I said, but how can it not be you? It's your number.
It's your number.
But,
you're ringing me.
Did he?
Yes, you've pocket dialed me. So it's almost like the universe saying, all right, girly girl, time to get a move on.
Yeah, you need
Oh
this
my
information.
gosh.
Did he resort to telling you that he was in fact having a hot love affair with his friend that he was in the back of the Uber with?
No, that was a guy friend.
Yeah, well,
we don't know. We don't know.
So
I mean,
did you
it's
find out,
2024.
Annie? Did you find out?
Yes, no, I did. He eventually admitted it because then everything else started coming out as well. You know, when you're standing up against a picture and you start stepping back, you suddenly see the picture for what it is.
Yeah.
So, that was just one of multiple indiscretions.
Oh, Annie.
But like I say, universe said, here we are, I'm going to put this right up against your nose so that you can now wake up.
Okay. All right. Worst cases of cheating. Can you beat that? Fatini's given us a call from Bankstown. What happened to you, Fatini?
Basically, I was 7 months pregnant on my second child, our second child, and he used to work overseas, Pacific Islands, the project manager, and came back, and I was cleaning, getting ready to wash his clothes, found a long piece of hair which wasn't mine, did some digging, opened up his wallet, photo of another girl in his wallet.
Oh, he's kept that in his wallet?
Lazy.
In his wallet.
A photo.
So, Fatini, you then took the photo, did you, and said, what's all this about, or how did it play out?
Yeah. We were living at my parents' house waiting for a property to be built, and basically said, what's this? He was having an affair. I said, do you love her? He goes, no. I said, well, do you love me? And he goes, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
I love that. Yeah, that's a
Cop out, yeah.
And then basically he said, I don't know what to do, whether I should stay with you with the kids like 16 and 18 and then leave you, or, you know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
How confronting.
It's quite cold.
So what? You just booted him straight away, Fatini?
Well, yeah, basically I said, well, can you leave? Because we're living with my parents. He wouldn't leave the house. He basically made me move into a new apartment, and he left. My son was 2 and my daughter was 6 months old.
Man.
Oh, man.
Oh, Fatini.
Fatini, I hate to say it, he's a shocker.
He is.
Yeah. He
That's
ended up
not
marrying
fair.
the other 13 years younger than him.
Oh,
She was
wow.
like 13 years younger than him.
Are they still together?
No, they had 3 kids. She did the dirty on him, and he ended up raising the other 3 kids, but never saw his first kids, maybe once or twice.
Oh, Fatini.
Fatini, that's tough. What about your love life? Have you got someone special now?
On and off, been a bit hard. Had to raise the kids,
Of course.
on my own.
Yeah, your priorities are different. I would
Traffic
imagine.
dating, Tommy, Fatini.
You're a very strong woman, Fatini. Let's go to Coralie now from Seven Hills. Tell us about your boyfriend.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I was with my last boyfriend for about 7 months, which I thought was my boyfriend. We spent the Saturday night together. The Monday morning, he ghosted me. I got on his Facebook, and there he was introducing the love of his life and his new family to the world. And I commented saying, but you're with me on Saturday night. And the next minute, another 7 females popped up saying that, yeah, he's been sleeping with them for the last 7 months as well.
He's a busy boy, Cora.
Yeah, he's got a full
he was
diary.
very busy boy, he was. And it was like, yeah, the more we stalked him, the more we found out. And he's
How
been
did you
doing
meet him?
just on a dating site.
Ah, Coralie. So how many did you find out altogether did he have on the side, Coralie?
8.
Oh,
what a stinker.
But this is the whole thing about these
Training.
people. They're just so like blasé about
Don't
things.
care.
Like if you are out there and you've got all these people that you're hooking up with who actually think you're in a relationship, and then you're just willy-nilly posting about your family that you're in love with as well. It's so entitled.
And what did he say when you confronted him, Coralie?
When I finally got to confront him, he told me that, I deserve someone who actually loves me.
Yeah,
and that's what he said to everybody else. And
he's such a good guy,
He's
and
a
so
good man.
he's really thoughtful.
He's a good man like that.
Sounds like it was just physical.
Elise in Parramatta, tell us about your mum's friend.
Yeah, hey, so Mum has this friend, let's call her Annie, right?
Yep.
So Annie is happily married, or was, has 3 pretty much adult kids, right? Yep. Annie walks home one day to find her husband with her mother.
What?
What the hell?
This has been going on for close to 3 years. Annie's mum with Annie's husband.
Oh, what was Mum's excuse, Elise? What did Mum say about this?
They were in love. They loved each other. Annie had to file for bankruptcy. Like, the whole thing, everything just started to unravel.
That will never happen with Lisa and her mum.
Lisa and her mum?
That would never happen.
That would be Lisa and your mum or your dad.
That's you hooking up with Deb.
That's right. I'm just saying now, for the record, that would never happen. Lisa will never come home and find Deborah and I involved in some sort of hot nude rumble.
What about the other way? Could there be a chance that John and Lisa?
Highly unlikely. The age of 75, I'm not sure he's up for it.
Would you have a little vomit?
Oh,
if you came home, it's like what kind of physical reaction do you have when you walk? You put the key in the door and you walk down the hallway, and then you're in the lounge room, and on the couch is your parent and your partner.
Who are you more disappointed with? Mum,
your parent.
Like, what would you say to Heather? What would you say to Heather? You walk in and there she is, nude in the kitchen.
So, okay, quiet on set.
Can you stop? Because I know Mum's in the car right now, and most likely with my daughter.
It's not what it looks like, Kate.
What's the first thing you would say to Heather?
I'd say, should I put the kettle on?
Do you know, can I tell you something? A mate of mine not long ago, he was at home and the cleaner was there. And they started talking about intimacy. The cleaner says, it's been a while for me, I really miss it. He says, it's been a while for me as well. The next thing you know, right there in the kitchen, it is on for young and old.
Was he in a relationship?
No. He is. He's in a relationship. He's got about 4 girls on the go. He's a bit of a shocker.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
And I'm always fascinated how these moments which seem random, like a mother involved or a cleaning lady, how it actually gets to that point of going, I woke up this morning and this was a regular day. I had my Wheat Bix for breakfast. I read the paper. I checked my email, and the next thing you know, I'm on the lino in the kitchen, getting it on with the cleaner.
I know, because you think you live an interesting life, but that stuff isn't happening.
There's some...
there's stuff going on out there, wild and crazy.
Put down the Mr. Sheen.
There's some nymphos out there, isn't there?
Oh,
well, I don't think it's even that. I think it's people looking for connection.
I don't think it is, Kate. They're just bored.
No, I think people are desperate for connection and deeply, deeply, deeply unhappy in their own lives. And before you know it, you can't fake chemistry. If you're standing... How many people have got cleaners and they never fancy them at all?
No. I mean, Bum Bum's done a bit of work at our place. There was a cleaner.
What?
Her name's Bum Bum. And I've never ever looked at her and thought...
Well, you've never touched Bum Bum, Whip.
No, I haven't, Tom.
What does Bum Bum do in your house?
Upstairs, downstairs.
Where is she from?
She is from Malaysia.
Did you... Okay.
You sure it's not Boom Boom?
Yeah.
And you just say Bum Bum for effect?
Tom.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.